Hello, everybody. The subject matter I have chosen today is called detachment. From the Holy Scriptures, we learn that detachment is a very important aspect in the life of a spiritual aspirant. Now, all of you who are seeking personal growth, who are seeking spiritual growth in order to get out of the complexities of life, of modern life, it is important that you understand the concept of detachment. Now, detachment is opposed to attachment. This is logical. So when we become detached, we become free. And this is the essence of spiritual growth. You must become free. Now the questions arise. Detachment means what? To detach from whom? To detach from what? And attachment means what? Are we attached to whom? Are we attached to what things? And the last question is freedom. Freedom from whom? Freedom from what? So you see, when you are able to address all these questions, you will make significant progress and things will become clearer for you. But until you raise these questions, you will still be in ignorance, you shall still be in darkness. And that is the role of knowledge, that is to shed light on the darkness in which you are currently. Now, as I have said earlier, you can be attached to persons and you can be attached to objects. So the link is created between the subject, which is you, and the object, which can be material or a living thing, person or animal. So that bonding is the attachment. Now, attachment generates a lot of emotions. And emotions are dangerous. When you are attached to a person, you become a slave, unknowingly, unconsciously. If I tell you you are a slave to your mobile and to the internet, you will probably say, no, I can do without. Just imagine how long can you stay without your mobile. I specifically mean your smartphone, because that is the one which is connected to the internet. You will see that it is difficult for you to do this because you are conditioned. You're conditioned by the mobile and the internet and many other things, and you become a modern slave. So the opposite of slavery is freedom. And that is why you must understand the Holy Scriptures. The Holy Scriptures tell us to become free. Why? Because we are slaves. And we are modern slaves. But we don't realize this. Sometimes we will not even accept it. But this is the truth. Now, like I said, the contrary of detachment is attachment, isn't it? So when you display too much importance to people around you, when you display too much importance to the objects that you have, then you are creating all the necessary conditions to become attached to those things, isn't it? But you won't realize the danger of attachment until you lose the connection between those persons and the objects. Separation will cause you a lot of trouble. So when you're separated from the person with whom you have been linked, that will generate a lot of negative emotions inside of you. You will feel emotional. You will feel sad. And that is a drama of attachment. Imagine the scenario now that you are detached from the persons you live with. That doesn't mean you will stop loving them. Be very careful about it. I'm not asking you to stop loving your close ones. I'm asking you to remain detached. How do we go about it? To me, to be detached means that I can be here with you, I do my duties, and I also cannot be here, and I shall not be affected. There shall be no significant emotions that shall be generated between the object and the subject that are closely related. So this is the fundamental principle of detachment. That is, you carry out your roles and functions as a mother, sister, father, brother, sister, and so on, but without being attached. Now that is not simple to do, but that is what effectively the scriptures tell us to do in order to achieve your freedom. When you are attached, you will miss people when they are not here. You will feel sad. And the most stressful event of a person in his life is the death of a close one, isn't it? You feel so miserable. Your life is shattered. But this is sheer ignorance. What has died effectively? It is only the body. The soul is eternal, isn't it? But if you are mourning and if you are being sad about the departure of someone, and you are not realizing that it's only the body which has been lost, then you are in total ignorance, and that is another drama. It is the attachment that makes you feel so sad. The greater the attachment, the greater the joy. The greater the attachment, the greater the sadness also. But when you know from the scriptures that the soul is eternal, that person may be getting a better body, or even best, that person may have achieved liberation or freedom and will no more get a human life and will be enjoying life on spiritual planets, why should you be sad? Why should you be unhappy? Because you don't have the knowledge. And this is the truth. You see how ignorance is dangerous? But we are conditioned to cry, to be sad when there is the death of a close one. We are not taught by our parents, by our teachers that, okay, we can be a little sad, but when we know the knowledge behind conditioning, attachment, and death, then it will be easier for us to go through that stressful event, isn't it? So likewise, when you will analyze all your attachments with people or with objects, you will find that the more emotions you put into that relationship, the more happy you will be. But when you will lose that connection for any number of reasons, you shall be very sad. And that is what I've been teaching you. And that is what the scriptures say. You must get out of the cycles of being sad and happy. Because all these are conditioning your souls. So when you are able to condition your mind, to strengthen your mind that this is only a relationship, then you shall achieve the required level of personal growth. And I shall tell you a very important knowledge today about belongings, about attachment. So let me tell you that your only relationship is with the Creator, nothing else. This is your main and original relationship, your primary relationship. All what comes afterwards, relationships within a family, are only secondary relationships. But when you are in ignorance, when you are attached very strongly to secondary relationships, you suffer. You shall suffer. But when you are aware that you have a primary relationship with the highest intelligence of the world, then your suffering will end. Then your process of liberation and freedom will start, which you can complete in this life or in the coming lives. But at least you can start the process. And this is what I wish for you. So now you see, you understand that attachment is dangerous because of the emotions that are present in all links that you have with living or non-living objects. I am not preventing you from getting married, from getting children. I am not preventing you from buying material objects of which you are fond. But, like I said, adopt the golden median rule of Lord Buddha. That is, don't deprive yourself and also don't exaggerate. Find the right balance of everything you do. And most importantly, find the right balance in all your relationships, in all your attachments. Then you will find stability in your life. So you see, detachment is a very important aspect in the life of a spiritual aspirant. I hope you have understood the basics of it, and that you shall endeavor to put it into practice in your life.